Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some of the stocks on the move today. Again, we got a sell-off here in the marketplace. I'm Paul Sweeney alongside Scarlett Fu, and we're joined by Bloomberg's Christine Aquino. Christine, what are you looking at?
Well, Paul, we got to take a look at Nvidia, of course, because it's not moving a lot today, actually. So ticker NVDA, those shares just down 0.1%. But because it is such a massive stock, it is one of the top contributors still in terms of what's dragging the S&P 500 down, which remains in the green. It's been flip-flopping a lot this morning. A lot of kind of questions around what the earnings picture is going to look like next week. As you mentioned, it is reporting on Wednesday. And so we have found, that Nvidia earnings have tended to be a catalyst for traders to sell, particularly in that period 3 to 5 days after the results, right? And so this time around, Bloomberg Intelligence expecting Nvidia to once again beat estimates, both for fiscal third quarter and their fourth quarter guidance. And they're looking specifically at demand for their GB300 chip and more focus on their hyperscaler capital spending. We know that was $27 billion higher in the second half and also $90 billion for 2026. So we're going to be focusing on those figures next week.
And that's Wednesday after the closing bell.
Exactly.
Okay, what's next on your list?
We're going to take a look at M&A Friday with Merck here. So this deal, so those shares now in the green. So ticker MRK shares are now in the green, as I mentioned, just like slightly 0.1%. It was down earlier as investors trying to parse what this means for Merck specifically. We know that they have agreed to acquire Cidara Therapeutics, $9.2 billion. They're going to be paying $221.50 per share in that offer, which is more than twice Cidara's Thursday closing price. And I think the focus here is the fact that Merck is trying to position for flu treatment specifically, because they did suffer that loss of their patent in the cancer space, but maybe something that they can make up for in the flu treatment space. And our Bloomberg Intelligence analysts also pointing out that, listen, this is like a first-in-class product in the space in terms of flu solutions, and also perhaps reflecting that, there's still a little bit of malaise over vaccines in the U.S., so maybe something that Merck can capitalize on.
All right. MA go on the terminal to see who's getting paid here. The investment banker for Merck, BofA Securities, the investment bankers for Cidara Therapeutics, Evercore, and Goldman Sachs. So people getting paid there. What's next?
Let's take a look at Walmart. Big news there. So those shares, ticker WMT, and shares are down 1.6% at the moment. The big news, of course, is that CEO Doug McMillon will retire in February, and he's going to be replaced by John Furner, which is, as expected. Furner has long been viewed as McMillon's heir apparent. And, he's going to be, the expectation is that he's going to be a continuity sort of a successor, right? Like there's not really a lot of change expected here. And I think the focus is still whether they're going to be able to maintain those market share gains that they have enjoyed recently and the consistency in their performance. And question really for Furner is he going to be able to extend the technology first sort of focus that his successor pioneered, right? So McMillon went from he was an hourly worker at Walmart, and then he was credited for their digital transformation. So whether Furner is going to be able to continue that or evolve that beyond what his successor has done is going to be the question.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.